Today on an all-new Dr. Phil.
Nobody cared before I died.
My daughter, Melissa, is a raging alcoholic.
She's fallen down the stairs, laying unconscious in the snow.
An enabling mother.
I'm so worried about her dying.
You're killing her.
Torn between her daughter.
What do you do all day?
I drink.
And her husband.
I don't want my marriage to end because of Melissa.
Assume this dark floor is the ocean. The two of them are drowning. You have one life preserver. Where would you throw it? Let's do it.
Have a good show, everybody. Here we go.
This is a safe place to talk about hard things.
Stand by. We'll count you down.
Today's going to be a changing day in your life.
5, 4.
I am not giving up on you.
There's an old saying that insanity is doing the same thing over and over again, but expecting a different result. Our guest today, Debbie, should know that all too well because she admits to enabling her 48-year-old alcoholic daughter, Melissa, for years. She says Melissa has already been to rehab not once, not twice, not 3, but 4 times. Can't hold a job, wrecked her car, and is in jeopardy of losing her apartment. Now, Debbie's husband of 29 years says he's had it with his stepdaughter's refusal to stay sober and will not live under the same roof with his wife as a result of her codependent relationship with Melissa. Torn between the man she loves and the daughter she cannot stop trying to rescue, Debbie says she feels like she is in jail without any hope of bail. That's going to change.
My daughter, Melissa, is a mean, raging alcoholic. Melissa's been drinking hard liquor heavily for 6 years. Melissa's very belligerent when she's drinking.
Nobody cared before I died.
Melissa will swear. She will tell me how awful I am. Melissa gets really drunk, and that's when she's the meanest. She just keeps drinking past that point to where she blacks out. I've seen my daughter fall down multiple times from drinking, down the steps. Melissa has totaled 2 cars, one of mine and hers. I am an enabler, very much so. I'm always there if she needs something. I pay her rent. I send groceries to her. If I don't do it, then she'll start the abusive language and she'll yell and scream. And that's when I know she's drinking.
I hate myself.
In the last 5 years, I've given my daughter approximately $83,000. I feel like I'm taking care of a child. Melissa's very unhappy. She feels like she's a loser. She can't do anything right.
I'm just angry, and I want it to go away. All I want to do is drink to make it stop.
Melissa doesn't have a partner right now. She doesn't have any friends because of her drinking. Every time she gets a job, she'll either binge the week before or just calls in sick. So she's just all alone in her apartment all day. I am the only person currently supporting my daughter. I am her only lifeline.
Leave me alone, Mom.
I keep giving her money because I felt if I gave Melissa enough stuff, enough money, she wouldn't have to drink. I am absolutely worried she's going to die.
Hi.
Hi.
It's good to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
How much money do you think you spent on your daughter trying to get her to be a contributing member of society?
About $83,000.
So what have you gotten for your 80, 90 grand? A drunk daughter,
A drunk daughter.
right? And
Yes.
is she worse off today than she was before you started spending that money?
Oh, yes. Oh, yes. She's
So
much worse.
you've bought worse than you had to begin with. You keep doing the same thing over and over, and you're ruining her life.
Absolutely.
Now, let me ask you, are you here to explain, defend, change, justify? What are you here to do with regard to your behavior?
I am here to change my behavior.
She's totaled cars, wrecked cars. I watched her falling down the stairs, laying unconscious in the snow. If that was my life highlight reel and you were my manager, I would fire your happy ass. I would. I would call you in and say, hey, sorry, Debbie, but I'm going to have to get somebody else because you're not managing me very well.
No. And Melissa's tried firing me, but it just goes back.
Well, maybe you're not good at this.
I am not good at it. Absolutely not.
Well,
if I was good at it, I could get out of it myself.
oh, you pay your rent, groceries, utilities, you bought her furniture, cars. I mean, that's what enabling means. I mean, that word gets used so much that it kind of loses its meaning. What we're talking about here is she's poisoning herself with alcohol.
Yes.
And so you make it possible, practical or easy for her to poison herself with alcohol.
I do.
Why would a mother do that to a child?
And I'm so worried about her dying, and
You're killing her.
I know. That's why I'm here. I need a positive direction, and
But you have to understand it first. See, you have to understand it, and that's what I want to make sure we do, because she's here, and we're going to have her join us in a little while, okay? But there's two things I know for sure. One, I know you're a very nice lady.
thank you.
Two, you're clueless about this. You're blind to it. And it's not because you're not smart, it's because you're so close to it that you're clueless about it. And that's not because you're a mean person. You wouldn't do this because you're mean. But clueless can mean a lot of things. And in this case, could it mean that you're being selfish?
Yes.
How?
I'm being selfish by making myself feel good when I do things for her. And I feel that's very selfish.
So it makes you feel better in the moment,
Right.
even though it perpetuates her disease.
Right. I don't think about that. I think, oh, if she has everything she needs, if she has food, if she has a place to live, then she might not need to drink. But it's just gotten worse.
But you're not a slow learner, so you figured out a long time ago that doesn't work.
Yes.
So you make a choice. You say, I know this is going to perpetuate the disease, but at least I get some peace today. I know where she is and that she's alive.
Yes.
So it's what's better for her or what's better for me right now. I choose me. The hell with her. It's ugly when you hear it that way,
Yes.
but that's what you're doing.
Yeah.
Can we agree on that?
I agree.
Because that goes back to the first thing I know, and that's you're a good person. And if you acknowledge that and you're a good person, you won't keep doing that. Coming up, Debbie's daughter, Melissa, acknowledges she has a massive drinking problem. This is not a mystery. She's not going to come out here and say, well, I have a few beers. But she's got a laundry list of excuses for what drives her back to the bottle. We're going to meet her and talk about that next.
I drink to the point where I turn into the devil. I say mean things to my family. I scream, I throw things.
I'm pissed. I hate the world. I hate myself. I'm just angry, and I want it to go away.
And later, here you have your daughter, Melissa. Here, your husband, Lane. And the two of them are drowning. You can only save one.
I'm already dead, Mom.
Starting Monday,
I'm here, so I want to dig into it.
Well, you're barely here because you tried to leave already.
a Dr. Phil intervention.
I was addicted to heroin, and I was getting beat up, that I left my kids. What do you need to understand?
Like never before.
Are y'all smoking and drinking together?
Yes.
Why is she saying yes and you're saying no?
I don't smoke.
or drink. I'm the outsider watching them two connect.
I'm not sure that you guys are ready to change.
Be specific.
Oh, I've been specific. I gave you a specific assignment that you just blew off. Is there anything that I say to you that you're not going to argue with?
I'm going to argue what I feel is right.
Is there confusion about biology in this family? Is this your biological father?
I can leave and you can finish it with them.
You do whatever you want.
I tried. I've never heard my wife say Ariel could be another man's daughter. That hit a nerve.
When the bones are good, the rest don't matter.
This family doesn't need a remodel. It needs a tear down and rebuild.
The house don't fall when the bones are good.
Today was earth-changing, life-changing for so many of us.
Monday, only on Dr. Phil.
Melissa hasn't held a job because she drinks, then she's sick, then she calls in sick. I feel Melissa has hit rock bottom, but when I think that, it's just another step, and she goes lower. So I'm not sure what rock bottom is for her.
When Debbie came out here, I asked her, are you here to fight and defend, explain, or change? She said change. She says she'll do anything to help her alcoholic daughter, Melissa, who she says continues falling deeper into illness, deeper into addiction. Now, Melissa says she's the black sheep of the family and that they drive her to drink.
I have a massive drinking problem. I usually drink vodka and I'll go for 2 days without drinking, and then I drink to the point where I black out and I have seizures. I turn into the devil. I say mean things to my family. I scream, I throw things. It brings out somebody that I hate.
I'm pissed. I hate the world. I hate myself. I'm just angry and I want it to go away.
It goes on and on and on. I do feel like I'm drinking to the point where I can't function, where I can't find a job, where I can't live without alcohol. If I'm on a binger, I hate myself so much. Like, I hate myself. I hate myself. And I want all of the shaking to be gone, the feelings to be gone, and I want to be numb again, so I go out and I get more alcohol, and more and more and more. It never changes. I feel disgusting with myself because I'm 48 years old and my mom is taking care of me. When my mom doesn't give me what I want, I manipulate her. When I'm drunk, I send mean text messages to my mom.
Just give me money. My nose is broken and possibly my elbow.
I yell at my mom when she doesn't give me money. And then I will use the money that she gives me to buy alcohol. If it wasn't for her, I probably would be on the street and in a dumpster or something. I have pawned my beautiful guitar multiple times. I've pawned everything I own. I have fallen down many times. I had a torn ligament in my ankle from falling while I was drunk. I hit a parked car, my face hit the steering wheel and it broke my nose. And I have bruises all over my body. Alcohol is going to kill me if I continue. I'm not going to be able to stop by myself.
Are you drunk today?
No.
Are you sick today?
Yes.
You haven't had drink in like 6 days?
It's been 3 days, Dr. Phil.
3 days?
3 days, yes.
Okay. Well, last I saw it was 5, so you must have had a drink in there somewhere, so you're 3.
I had a drink at the motel.
Okay.
Yeah. Yes.
All right. Well, Melissa, I appreciate your candor.
I know it's killing me.
What's your theory on why you're choosing to do this? I have mine. I'll tell you in just a second. I'm just curious what you think.
I believe that there has been some trauma in my life that I have not dealt with, and it makes me sick to my stomach. It makes me not like myself as a person.
You gave us a list of your excuses that you give yourself. Rejected for being gay. Your ex was a drinker. Your family doesn't believe that you were abused. You're the black sheep. No one wants to be around you. Life is horrible. You went to rehab for the wrong reasons. It was like a popularity contest for you at the time. Your mom doesn't understand that she's a trigger. You're tired of proving yourself to her. All of these things that you tell yourself. But you didn't try to minimize, trivialize, deflect, or anything. You were very forthcoming, which helps me a lot, by the way. Would you like to know why I think you are doing what you're doing?
Absolutely, yes.
And I think this is important, and I think it's important that you understand you're really contributing to this, but you're not responsible for her being an alcoholic. This is a choice that she makes. It was a choice she made when she made it. It's a choice she makes every day. You enable her. You're a terrible enabler. So you make it easy for her to continue to make bad choices, but this is her choice, not yours. This is not on you. This is on her. And this may sound oversimplistic or insensitive, but you drink because you're a drunk. You drink because that's who you are. That's what you do.
But I don't want to be.
That may be, but that is why you drink. You can tell yourself it's because they didn't believe you because of trauma you had in your childhood, which I do believe, by the way, and I'm very sorry that happened to you, and I do want to help you deal with that. But that's not why you're a drunk today. Things often start for one reason and continue for another. I'm dealing with you in the here and now. I think people know the truth when they hear it.
Yeah.
Does that sound like the truth to you?
Yeah, I'm a drunk.
And that's why you do this now. You do it now because you get sick if you don't. And we have to deal with that reality. So all these theories about why it started are a nice academic, intellectual, psychological exercise that may help from relapsing later, but right now we have to deal with the reality of what is. Now, coming up, Melissa says her issues with alcohol started 5 years ago, but there's someone else in her life who says, no. It started a long time before that. We're going to meet him and talk about that next.
My wife's life is consumed with Melissa's life. Totally 100%. She gives Melissa much more attention than she gives me. I don't want my marriage to end because of Melissa.
My first guest for the new season of Fill in the Blanks has never been on. My son, Jordan, and his new wife, Morgan. What's Morgan do when she gets stressed?
Oh my God, when am I not stressed?
That's pretty much the answer.
Both of you live in town with your in-laws. How's that work?
I think we do.
Watch it.
We both like our own parents. It makes it easy to like each other's.
When your parents found out that you were getting married and you were having a baby, what was their first reaction?
She screamed. They were so happy.
Fill in the Blanks. New season on Apple Podcast and Stitcher.
When I first start drinking, I feel like my problems are going away. I get a very warm feeling. Then after that, I start binge drinking, and then I black out and I do very bad things. Alcohol is my best friend right now.
Now, Melissa's drunken behavior has serious consequences for her, not only mentally, but physically as well. So, Melissa, I want you to take a look at this.
That should make you feel good.
Nobody cares if I die.
Nobody cares if I die. Nobody cares if I die. Who cares if I die? Nobody. It's not my importance. Nothing on earth.
Leave me alone, Mom. Please leave me alone. Okay.
If that's what you want, just wear your car keys and then I'll leave you alone.
I'm gonna go.
It's pretty sickening. It's disgusting.
I'm just wanting you to appreciate the gravity of what's going on. And it impacts you, it impacts your marriage. Lane is Debbie's husband. They've been married for 29 years. He doesn't currently live with his wife because he says, well, Melissa has taken over her life.
I am fed up with the situation between Deb and Melissa. My wife's life is consumed with Melissa's life. Totally 100%. She is Melissa's caregiver from the time she wakes up till the time she goes to bed. She gives Melissa much more attention than she gives me. Deb is enabling Melissa to drink, and if Deb does not figure out how to take the focus away from Melissa, she's going to die. It is not right for a 69-year-old mother to be taking care of her 48-year-old daughter. Melissa has always been chaotic, disrespectful, and manipulates her mother to get what she wants. Melissa will drink enough to put herself into the hospital, threaten suicide. She'll make up stories about her car needing to go in for service. Most of this money that is going towards Melissa is coming out of my pocket. That's not right. I don't want my marriage to end because of Melissa. Deb needs to let Melissa fend for herself so I can have my wife back.
Lane, thank you for being here. You know, there's something in the beginning of each broadcast that we do where it's something I just said one day and they kind of kept it in, where it says, this is going to be a changing day in your life. That's what I intend to happen when people come here. It's what I intend to happen for you guys. You've been married 29 years, right?
Correct.
But you're living 65 miles away?
Yes.
Why?
The biggest reason is when Melissa and Deb talk on the phone and my wife is crying, I get so angry because I can't do anything about it. I tried, so I ran away. I ran away for my own peace.
You understand that this isn't a choice between saving your marriage or saving Melissa.
Right.
I mean, do you get that?
Yes. A while ago, I would say no. But now that I know I've got to change, then yes. I can't let them choose between each other. I can't choose.
Well, I am going to make that exceedingly clear to you in just a moment. After the break, I'm going to ask Debbie to do something with me that I hope is going to make this exceedingly clear one time in her life. Maybe the first time, hopefully the last time. We'll be right back. You've been living this every day. You've been throwing her everything you have, and she's been it away. You gonna keep doing that?
No, I can't. My marriage is rocky. Lane did tell me that he was going to have to leave because he couldn't handle my relationship with Melissa.
I feel extreme guilt that I have caused this rift between her and Lane and their marriage because they love each other, and I'm destroying that.
Now, look, I am a parent, okay? And I don't think there's anything as strong as a maternal bond. I'm a father, and I feel a strong paternal bond. I kind of stand in awe of the maternal bond of giving birth and all of that sort of thing. But I have children. Robin and I have raised two boys, and so these are our boys, Jay and Jordan. And so I know what it's like. It's easier for me to say it than it is for you to do it. That's why it's important to talk to somebody that has some distance from the situation. But I want to ask you a question that is a time-worn dilemma that people sometimes have to face. And symbolically, do this with me. Come with me. Can you step down? And I want to maintain social distance here to respect COVID guidelines, but I want you to come to the end of this runway right here and right there. Now turn around, about face this way. Okay, now I'm maintaining my distance from you here. But here you have your daughter, Melissa. Here you have your husband, Lane. Now, assume that all of this dark floor is the ocean and the two of them are drowning. And you have one life preserver and you can only throw it to one of them. One of them's going to drown, one of them's going to survive. You have to throw the life preserver to one of them, not both. You're going to make the decision who lives and who dies. Is that a hard decision?
Absolutely.
What would make that decision hard?
That there's only one of them I could save.
And you would be pronouncing a death sentence on one of the two, correct?
Yes, would.
How would you reason through that?
Oh, I don't know if I could. I love my husband. I want to be with him. I love my daughter. I want her to be around and healthy. And
well, you could think, well, he's already lived 70 years, so years life lost wouldn't be so much for him. But then you could say, well, she's killing herself anyway. She's not using her life very well, so maybe I should save him. But then she's younger. It would be more of a loss for her than for him, but yet he's using his... You could talk about it till your head exploded, right?
Yes.
And you love them both.
Yes. Very much.
Let me change one thing. You have one life preserver. If you throw it to her, she's going to drown anyway. If you throw it to him, he's going to live. Throwing it to her won't save her. Throwing it to him will save him. Where do you throw it now?
I would throw it to him.
Why?
Because I love him and he's my life partner.
Why not throw it to her? She's your daughter.
Because I'm already dead, Mom.
Because the road she's going on, she's going to be dead.
No, I'm telling you, and the rules of this game is if you throw it to her, she would drown anyway.
So she's
the help you have wouldn't save her. You've been living this every day. You've been throwing her everything you have, and she's been it away. You've been leaving him over here treading water, and all he wants is to be with the woman he loves, the woman that loves him. He wants to be with you. He wants to grab on. You've thrown her 90,000. You going to keep doing that?
No, I can't.
You're going to keep throwing her life preservers that she doesn't want, doesn't use, can't handle?
No, I can't.
Wouldn't it be amazing if you threw it to him and found out, you know what? She can swim.
That would be awesome.
Wouldn't that be the best of both worlds?
Yes, it would be.
I can.
Are you willing to find out? That's the question.
Yes, I am. Very much so.
We'll be right back.
Next Friday, a classic Dr. Phil.
One of our most talked about shows.
Moms who can't mind their own business.
Open the door!
I know you're in there. She watches me like a hawk.
You didn't like her hedges growing, so you mowed them down?
It made it harder for me to see. I'm just a loving, concerned mother.
Do you really think that?
Yes, it's just who you talk to.
Oh, well, I'm talking to you. You're on the Dr. Phil Show.
Dr. Phil Classics. That's next Friday.
I've been to rehab 4 times. When I get out, I don't plan on drinking at all. I think that I'm this big, strong person and that I can do all of these things, but I continue to drink the very next day. Yeah, it's a constant cycle. It never changes.
Melissa, yes. I said you drink because it's who you are, it's what you do.
Yes.
I also have no doubt that you have a lot of unfinished emotional business. I have no doubt of that.
Yes.
And I believe that you could get sober and you would be high risk for that unfinished emotional business overwhelming your coping skills and making you high risk to self-medicate again with alcohol or some other substance if you don't deal with those issues.
I agree.
I do believe that. But I think that you have to make a decision because I'm asking you to make a decision. And the decision I'm asking you to make is you have to decide that what you're doing is, in fact, throwing her an anvil, not a life preserver. Because necessity is the mother of invention. And she's a resourceful individual. And you've just made it too easy for her to continue to do what she's doing. And you need to stop that. You need to be prepared that she can get drunk, get blood alcohol up to 0.40, shut down the respiratory system of her brain, and die. She can go on the street and somebody can beat her to death. She can get in a car and kill herself and someone else. I'm not telling you those things can't happen. So right now, before God, America, and everybody, I'm telling you, there is not a no-risk solution here. What I'm telling you is what you're doing is killing her for sure. If you stop, she at least has a chance. You've been to rehab 4 times. You have not remained sober. So that clearly doesn't work. You doing all this for her doesn't work. All you're doing is destroying her life, destroying your marriage, destroying your health and well-being. So if that doesn't work, what does? I'm going to tell you exactly what I think needs to happen here, and I'm going to be very specific right after the break. Are you caught in a nasty neighbor battle? It happens. Log on to drphil.com. Email me your dilemma. If it's chosen, maybe I can work this out. What do you do all day?
All day now I drink.
I tell you what I'm willing to do to help you. I think you need to start talking to someone to start unraveling this ball of yarn. And I'm a big fan of teletherapy, maybe because I'm one of the founders of a company called Doctor on Demand, which is one of the biggest telemedicine companies in the world. But it's also a great resource. And I'll instantly set up 10 sessions for you with a board certified and licensed therapist to start lining things out for you to start making a life plan here. And I think you need to go to meetings and be active. And I don't care whether you think you like that or whether you don't. I think you absolutely need that engagement. And I know right now a lot of it is Zoom, which isn't as good as real, but I still think there's value in that. And you've failed in rehab 4 different times, but I'm telling you, if I set this therapist up for you and you do it, and you do 30 meetings in 45 days or 30 days, whatever you do, and you remain sober during that time, then I will personally make available to you a top-notch dual diagnosis treatment program that will intervene with you in a very personalized way and let you do this right one time. Want to know what's coming up on Dr. Phil? Visit our website and subscribe to our newsletter. You'll get weekly updates, life strategies, and exclusive video that you won't find anywhere else. Plus, on drphil.com, you can see sneak previews of upcoming shows. Log on today. The next 6 months are going to go by whether you're doing something about this or whether you're not. I want you to look back 6 months from now and go, wow, I can't believe that was me then, and I'm so glad this is me now. And I'm willing to take those steps with you if you're willing to take those steps with me.
Absolutely. Thank you.
Will you lean into that?
Yes.
Because I believe in you.
Thank you.
I believe in you.
Thank you.
Okay? The requisite is you take a step back, butt out, you two get back to doing what you do, and let the professionals handle this, because you don't help. So zip it, sister.
Okay.
Get out of the way and let us do what we do.
Okay.
What do you think?
I think that's great.
Is that a plan?
It's a plan.
Lane, is that a plan?
Absolutely, Dr. Phil.
Okay, all right. I want to thank all of my guests today, and if you at home want to have your own Doctor on Demand, which is a great plan, by the way, particularly during this pandemic, then go to Google Play Store or the Apple App Store and download the Doctor on Demand app. And if you're looking for more information about today and what we've talked about here, you can go to drphil.com. You can join me on Facebook. I go on Facebook a lot in the evenings, and we kind of talk about these things. So if you got questions or comments, sometimes I answer those. I watch what you guys have to say. You can also find me on Twitter and Instagram and TikTok. And you don't want to forget to subscribe to Robin's podcast. And I don't know if you're a podcaster or not, but if you're not, it's on your phone. It's real easy. Her podcast is I've Got a Secret with Robin McGraw, and she discusses all of life's little secrets with amazing guest stars like Natasha Case, the co-founder and CEO of Cool House Ice Cream, who shares great advice about turning challenges into opportunities. Let me tell you, Robin has lots of secrets, and she's ready to share them with you. So you get to know a whole lot more about her. She is an interesting woman, if I do say so myself. So subscribe and find out. We'll see you next time. Hey. I just wanted to comment. I think I hope y'all get my point about this enabling. I think words get overused so much that they lose their meaning. So when you say enabling? Well, I'm making it possible for them to poison themselves, ruin their life and that of others, and I'm working to make it possible for them to do that. And I hate that people come here last. They go, oh, you're my last resort. We've tried everything. Come here first. I'll save you $90,000. Seriously, if we could have done this 10 years ago, she would have $90,000 in the bank, and her daughter might not be so deep down if they would listen. This is possible. I swear. April, what do you want to say?
I just wanted to say that I've been watching you since forever, and that I'm an addict in recovery, and I have 5.5 years clean.
Well, congratulations, because let me tell you, I say congratulations because when you become afflicted with this disease, however that came about, it is a disease and it has to be dealt with and managed, and you become a very important member of the treatment team. And for her to have 5.5 years clean, that means she is leading that treatment team. She's getting up every day and making right choices every single day. And she's predisposed to making wrong choices. So she's having to carry a burden that others that have not been afflicted with that disease have, and that's not easy. And God bless you, April. I'm proud of you for doing that.
Thank you.
So thanks for sharing that. Tanya, go ahead.
Hi, Dr. Phil. My question is for the enabler. I know that there's all kind of help for the person that's an addict, but for the enabler, is there some type of help that they need in order to get out of the enabler's mode and actually help the person that needs
well, yes, there is, and she needs to go to meetings as well, and we're going to arrange that for her to go to Al-Anon. We're going to get her the same type of teletherapy because I think she got it today. I think she got it when she was standing right back here on the edge of the dock, but old habits die hard. And I think she's going to need reinforcement that, you don't break habits. What you do is you replace one set of behaviors with a new set of behaviors. And she's going to need help on what that new set of behaviors consist of. And we're going to make sure that she gets that help and support. Guys, I got to run. Thank you so much.